These children that you are bringing to the palace will cause problem for Prince Tade Onikao. The children you're bringing into the palace will cause problem for Prince Tade Onikao. Opens up Naomi. Hello everyone and welcome once again to DNZ TV. At DNZ TV, up to date information of everything that pertains to the entertainment industry. Where you get it is here live on DNZ TV. So if you've not subscribed to our channel, I think this is the right time for you to subscribe to our channel. Click on the notification button, comment, like and share this video. So it is no more news that a lot of Oloris are beginning to bring in to the palace different women. Now the women they are bringing are not just women, but they are also beginning to bring children who are not the biological children of the Oni of Ife. And as you all know, the Oni is a royal personality. Royal blood flows in him. So which means that whoever child or whatever child that is brought into the palace has to be somebody of the royal blood. So if you now begin to notice or see that things are not really working the way they should work, you now begin to understand why all these calamities and issues keep on popping up at the palace. Yes, these issues pop out at the palace because of a truth. The women are actually really not doing justice, or they're not really doing what they are supposed to be doing. Now, the truth about the matter is, it is already established that Naomi's son Tade is actually the next in command because he is the first male child of the Oni of Ife. We know that the Oni already has Adiola, who is a female, but though Adiola's mom is no more at the palace. But right now, the person who is supposed to take over from the Oni is none other but Prince Tade. So Prince Tade now is now beginning to be brothers to a lot of women, who a lot of women who the Oni has had stuff to do with are now beginning to bring in their own children into the palace. And when they bring their children into the palace like this, they'll all begin to mingle with Prince Tade. And by so doing, you cannot tell where there are going to be some transfers of spirits. No, now spirits do transfer from one point to another, and when they transfer like this, the possibility of remaining royal again is actually defeated, because these children, they come with different ulterior motives. So they could actually pollute the prince, or they could actually change his mindset, or they could actually change how he reasons and feels. His sense of reasoning is very, very, very apt. His sense of reasoning, his sense of justice, everything about him is such that people cannot actually really fathom very well. And so, if he has now been able to get to this level and this point where things will now take this kind of turn, where people are now free to bring in any kind of child. Imagine like what happened the other day when someone came to claim Toby Phillips's children. I mean, that alone can actually give someone a psychological defect. Remember the story we told you about a lady who now came to the palace gate to be like, okay, she wants to collect her child. That this was not what she was told. That Toby Phillips is not telling the truth, and that the children are hers, and so many unprintable news that we cannot even remember. So it was really out of place and out of point that these people will bring children that are not the owner's children, and they all now will begin to mingle with Prince Tade, which logically can change the mindset, change the perception, change how the Oni is seeing things. Now, the Oni himself is really also not doing some good to himself, because he can actually give a standing order. Yes, he can actually give a standing order for a proper DNA, so that all these women who are not too sure of themselves can gladly return the children to their parents. Yes, these children should be gladly returned to their parents. These children should not be brought into the palace Nicodemously. If the only wants to take care of anybody's child, the only can do that. The person does not even necessarily need to be his child for him to take care of. That is because he is a king, and as a king, he's a king for everyone. But for someone to actually bear the name king's child, then the right thing needs to be done. The truth about the matter is, whether we like it or not, Oni needs to start taking some precautionary steps that will mitigate against any unnecessary bickering in the palace. Because a lot of people have been talking, a lot of people have been saying things have actually been happening for a very long time in the palace that people cannot really comprehend. And if they continue to allow it like this, it will actually escalate into a very into something that nobody will know and understand. So that is why it is important, it is pertinent to note that in as much as he accepts people's children, in as much as he is the king of all, in as much as he makes efforts to be seen in the positive light, he should still try and make opportunities for the right things to be done. Because if they continue like this, there won't actually be a history for our children or generations unborn. Our children are coming up tomorrow. What are those things that they will keep on seeing? What are those things that will elevate them? What are those things that will lighten them up? What are those things that everybody will see and make a reference point? Because there needs to be a reference point somewhere. There needs to be the possibility of looking at things from different angles and different perspectives. The way things will come up now, somebody will be like, okay, no, this one is like this. If you doubt me, go and check XYZ. So there are opportunities like that. So when people do not have this kind of grasp right now on some certain things, then it is actually going to be